Hi, welcome back to the Growth Show. I'm your host, Whitney, and today we are going to be talking about the Wellness Pro website system, our website program, because doors are going to be opening very soon for it. And so today I want to give you a behind the scenes, like really step-by-step breakdown of how the program actually works and how we help you launch not just your website, but really a complete marketing and sales system. And you'll see what I mean as I go through that today on the podcast, but we help you launch that in just 8 weeks. So it's a very short window to get everything put together. And like I said, it's not just your website. There's actually a lot more that we're working on in those 8 weeks that's really going to serve you way beyond the launch of the website and help you as you continue to grow. And the cool thing about the program is that you are learning other foundational skills for marketing and sales that you're just not going to get if you were to do some kind of templates online, or even if you were to hire a designer. These things are just not part of the typical process of a website build. So you really actually get a lot more, and the websites and just the experience that you have within the program, it's very different than anything out there when it comes to people who are looking to get their online presence up. And so I want to explain all of that today. It will make a lot more sense as I talk through it. And you're really going to get this play-by-play, week by week of how the program works. So if you do want to see everything in action, though, as I'm going through or just after you listen, go over to wellnessprowebsite.com. That's where we have all the information. There's a little demo video there. You can see past client sites. So practitioners who have built their sites within the Wellness Pro website system framework, you can see their sites. They are just beautiful. So proud of them. You can also see the website designs that we have available for you to customize and turn into whatever website you want for your own business. And then you can also join the waitlist on that page as well. And that's going to be the best place to be notified when doors open. So even if you're remotely interested in learning more, if you're not on our email list already, make sure that you add your name. That way you will be the first to know when the doors are opening. We actually do open the doors a little bit early for our waitlist folks. So make sure you go to wellnessprowebsite.com to check everything out and get on the waitlist. Okay, now let's dive in. There are 4 steps to the process at a very high level, and then I'm going to go through the nitty-gritty week by week of how it all works. But at a high level, we have 4 steps. Step 1, you're going to pick your brand and your design from our templates. If you already have a brand, you can bring that. That's totally fine. You can also create your brand with our template. So you're going to just branding, design decisions in step 1, okay? Step 2 is all about putting together your content, writing your copy, and we have templates for that to make it really easy to do that. So you're going to be putting together your copy. While you're doing your copy, we will actually be behind the scenes installing your site, because you will have told us what your brand is, your colors, logo, fonts, all of that. You will have told us what website design you wanted to go with, and then we will be installing that on WordPress, configuring all of that, customizing it with your branding, and then giving it to you. So that in step 3, what you do is you take the website that we've installed, we give you the login details, it's your site, and then you're going to add your content to the site and customize it further. You're going to be copying and pasting the content that you wrote in step 2. You're going to copy and paste that into the website. You're going to add photos. We have tutorials showing you where to get photos, how to pick the right photos for your website. Even if you are doing like a brand photo shoot, we have a guide for best practices for a brand photo shoot. So that's step 3. You're just customizing the site. You can have as many pages on the site as you want. It comes pre-built with a blog, pre-built with a bunch of different layouts and templates for any kind of page that you would want on your site. And then, after step 3, after you've customized it, everything is the way you want, then you're going to launch it. That's super easy. And then you're going to keep growing it because we have these marketing tools built into the site, and we are showing you how to optimize it for SEO, how to start promoting it and driving traffic to it, and all of that good stuff, so that your website really is this ongoing tool supporting your business every step of the way. So those are the big 4 steps of how it works. but there's a lot more to it. So let me talk you through the actual like week by week, play by play. So I'm going to go from the very beginning. When you enroll in the program, you get a welcome email from me, and that's outlining everything. It's telling you the schedule and what to be working on first. You also get access to our platform Kajabi. That's where all of the lessons are. So this is a program where you're going to watch some tutorials and lessons, and then you're going to implement. And I'll talk through that. And you're also going to be told about our call schedule. So we alternate between a call with me and a call with our developer. So every week there's an optional call that you can join. The calls with me are about strategy. So if you are trying to finalize your niche or work on some copy or work on your lead magnet, or you're figuring out your services and your sales process, like any kind of strategic stuff that you want to talk through, as well as branding stuff. We can talk about SEO. All of that's with me. And then we have an alternating call once a week every other week with our developers. And you can speak to them, mainly they're female developers. So we have Ashley, and sometimes Brianna is also hosting the call. And that's to just ask any questions as you're customizing your site. Uploading a photo and it's not looking right, or you wanted to make this section look a little bit different, or you're just struggling with something. So you can have that tech support. You can get live on the phone, have Ashley or Brianna help you through it. And then you're also going to get access to our community, our private forum. This is also in Kajabi, so it's not on Facebook. I personally do not love Facebook communities for paid programs. This is not a crowded community. It's just the folks in the cohort with you. And that's another place to get support. So you don't have to wait for a call. You don't have to come to the calls if you don't have the time. You'll see the schedule in the program once you log in. Usually the calls are on Wednesdays in the afternoon or evening and Eastern time. And so you can post things in the forum anytime you want. And either myself or a team member will be getting back to you depending on the type of question you have. So if you can't make it to a call, you can do that. The calls are all recorded. You have access to the call recording. So if you miss one and you want to catch up, you can do that as well. Okay, so that's immediately. Immediately you get access to everything. You come into the program. What are you going to do first? You've got a welcome video. You're going to watch that. It's going to talk through the very first thing that we need from you, which is your website access form. That's going to give us access to your domain, if you had a prior website, and your Google Analytics, if you have Google Analytics set up on a website already. If you don't have any of those things, don't worry. I have a lesson explaining how to buy a domain, my recommendations of where to buy your domain, and then you're just going to give us access because, again, we need that stuff so that we can set up your site on your actual domain that you are going to be using for your business. So that's like the first piece of homework to do. And then you're just going to start going through the coursework. So module 1 is branding and design. That is where you are going to be finalizing who your business is going to be. So week 1, remember, this is designed to take you 8 weeks. You can go a little bit slower if you want. You can also go a lot faster if you want. We've seen people on both sides of the spectrum, so that's fine. But in week 1, after you're submitting that site access form and going through the welcome video, then you're going to dive into module 1, which is all about branding and design. We're also going to make sure that you're clear on your ideal customer there, and also going into module 2, which is about strategy and sales system. So the branding and design is all about figuring out your colors, your logo, your fonts. We have logo templates for you to use. We also have some color palettes that you can use if you'd like, or you can follow my guidance in my branding lesson for you to come up with your own palette. And I have a framework and a worksheet to make that really easy for you to do. We've had some clients do just really great stuff with the process that I outlined there. And then you're also going to pick which website design you want to go with. We have 4 to pick from. They all have like slightly different vibes and feels to them, but they can be customized totally with your colors and your fonts and your logos. And once you start working on them, they can look vastly different, but you can pick the one that initially matches what you're going for. So we'll talk through that. And then in module 2, that strategy and sales system, that's when we are figuring out what pages you need on your site. What are your goals for the site? What is it that you want people to ultimately do? What services, or how are you making money off of the website? I mean, that's basically like the gist of it. So how are we going to make money off of the website, and backing into that, what are the things that we need to have, the systems that we need to have in the website in order to make that happen? What are the pages? How are the different systems and pages talking to one another? So I have a lesson about this. I have frameworks for you to follow depending on the kind of business you have, the kind of website you want to have. Do you want to be having a shop page and a resources page? Do you want to be offering consulting services? Are you going to be offering one-on-one packages? Do you have a group program? Are you going to have a podcast? Do you want a recipes page or section? Do you want blogs? So the sky's the limit. That's the great thing about our templates. Because I had worked on so many different dietitian and wellness websites before launching the program, I knew all the different kind of combinations of pages and sections that any business who is selling some kind of service or product is going to need on their website. Our templates are very flexible. We have all of the page layouts that you need. You can pick and choose which ones you actually want to use. And then I just show you, okay, if you want a business like this, you're probably going to use this page and this page. Or if you have a business like this, you might want to use this page and consider changing out these sections. So it's very like plug and play, easy for you to be the driver of, this is what I want my business to be doing. This is the strategy that I want for my business. And then I'm showing you, how does that translate into a website? And again, anytime that you're stuck on this part, you can ask questions in the forum, you can come to a call and we can talk through it. But this is usually something that people already have some sense of, okay, this is what I want my services to be. And then it makes it really easy for you to come up with what are the pages you want on your site. But if you are still trying to finalize your services, then that's something that we can work on as well. So you don't have to feel like you have to know everything 100% coming into the program. That is something that I can help you with, because again, I've seen so many different businesses and so many different ways of portraying services on websites that I can help guide you into what's going to be the right fit for you. Okay, so that's week 1. You are making progress on those things. And then in week 2, you're going to finish your strategy and sales system module. So you may have started it at the end of week 1. Now, none of these up to this point have too many lessons in them. It's just giving you the foundational stuff. This is what you need to know. This is how you go about doing it. And then you're just going to implement. So I give you into week 2. You can still be working on your strategy a little bit. And then you're going to submit your second piece of homework to us. This is the only other thing that you ever need to give us, is your site setup form. And that is when you tell us your branding, what website design you want us to use to set up your site with, and then we set it up for you. And then while we're working on that, you are going to begin working on module 3, copywriting. And so that's week 2. And in the copywriting module, I have a page by page, section by section template for you to be writing your copy in with prompts. So I even, like, for some sections, have some formulas for how to write a great headline for your homepage. So to help you out figuring that out. So you're going to just be going through, I have some lessons to guide you on the copywriting, and then you're basically just going to start filling in this copy template for the pages that you've decided in that prior module about your strategy. What pages do you want on your site? What sections do you need on each of the pages? Then you're going to write the copy for those sections. So then that takes us into week 3. And this is where you are going to be working on your copywriting still, and you can move into your email marketing and lead magnet. So that's module 4. So this is one of those things that I was mentioning where this program goes deeper than just a typical like website that you would buy from someone. Is I'm actually teaching you how to create a lead magnet, and I'm giving you a design template for your lead magnet, and I'm giving you a welcome sequence. So after someone downloads your lead magnet, how are they going to be welcomed into your community so that they can really start feeling like, okay, I connected to you and know, building that know and trust factor. And I show you some of the platforms that you might want to use to set up your email marketing system if you don't already have one. Now, if you're coming in and you already have, maybe you're using MailChimp or Flowdesk or ConvertKit, you can bring whatever you want. You don't have to switch to any platform. Those can all connect to your site. In week 3, you are just learning about email marketing. You are learning about creating your lead magnet, thinking about how you want that to be, and working on that. So you have those 2 weeks where you're working on your content for the website. And then in week 4, we will have sent you your website by then. So we send you an email, give you the login details. You can come in, and module 5 is the big kahuna. It is customizing your site. And this is where the majority of the time in the program will be spent. I'll say that the other thing that people spend more time on is the copywriting and figuring out what they want to be saying about their services and how they want their message to be coming across for their customers. Copywriting is something that takes time and it is important. But I guess I also want to say that because you're going to know how to edit your site, you can always come back and change the copy. We're always in our business, on my team, we're always looking at new ways to tweak things and make the copy even better. And we'll change things. I've changed my headline before. I've changed some copy in places. It's easy. It shouldn't be a big deal. You shouldn't have to email someone to change some copy on your website, honestly. So I want you to take the pressure off of it having to be perfect, even figuring out your services. You're going to know how to add new pages, add new sections, move sections around. So you don't have to feel like everything has to be 100% perfect. It just has to be good for you to get it on the site and start moving forward, and then you can keep improving from there. And that's a big message that I carry through for all of our clients that come into the program is we need to release that perfectionism when we can. I think we all face it, especially it's our business. It's our baby. It's the extension of who we are and how we show up. And we want it to be really great. We don't want to be embarrassed by it. And I'll say that you're not going to be embarrassed by what you put out because there's so many guardrails to help you create a really great website with the tools that we give you. You're not going to feel embarrassed by it. It's going to be light years ahead of a lot of the other websites out there, might be light years ahead of anything that you've tried to create before. And it's something that you can always come back to. And frankly, our clients say that they just absolutely are so proud of their sites and they love them. And yes, they spend the time to put the copy in there and to customize it. But in the end, they're just so proud because it also just is from them. Like when you've created something yourself and you know that it's good and you've been educated on how to make it correctly and do it successfully, and then you actually go and do it and launch it into the world, like that sense of pride is just huge. And then that way you can be a little less like second guessing because you hired someone else to do it. And maybe did they know my business or did they not? Like you're going to feel very confident that this was the right move. The other thing that I wanted to say about the copywriting is that you're going to have to continue to write copy as a business owner. You're going to have to be writing emails or handouts or presentations or other new pages on your site, other things you're going to have to write copy about. So the more that you flex that muscle and learn how to do it, the better it's going to be. Sure, you can hire copywriters for certain things in your business, but they can be very expensive and they require a lot of inputs as well. They don't necessarily save you a lot of time, especially in the beginning. And you're not necessarily going to hire a copywriter for every single piece of copy in your business. So this is time well spent learning how to do this, and you're just going to keep getting better as time goes on. So then you're going to have your email marketing put together at that point. You're going to be customizing your site. And this is where you're going to learn the back end of WordPress. You're just going to learn, okay, what does the dashboard look like? What are the different sections? What do they mean? Areas that you don't need to worry about, areas that you're going to spend most of your time in, how that works. And then you're going to actually go through the videos, and we have a checklist that says, okay, these are the initial videos to watch, just so you have a good foundation. Like I said, the sections that I was just talking about. And then we have page by page, okay, your homepage, watch these videos. Because what we did with this module, specifically with module 5, is we made it more of a library of videos. So if you want to change a button or change a hyperlink, you just go straight to that video and remember how to do that, watch that. You want to upload a photo, just go straight to that video. So we don't have videos that are like, okay, go through your homepage, because you're just learning things that you're going to keep doing on every page. And this was a change that we made, I think about a year ago now, to just make the content more digestible, more easy for you to keep coming back to a video. If you couldn't remember something, make it easier for you to find what you're looking for. And again, you're just repeating these little skills that you're going to need as you keep editing the content on your site. So we go through those videos. You're just going to be copying and pasting. So the copy template is a Google Doc. So you can copy the content from the Google Doc into your website. I'm going to show you how to add the photos in there if you want to make more pages, hide certain pages, all of that. That is all covered. So that's week 4 and week 5. So we give you 2 weeks to be going through that customization. And now we move into week 6, and this is where we go over SEO and blogging. Now, if you are feeling a little behind, then you can skip this. You can always come back to SEO and blogging after your site is launched. You can also continue to customize your site and just say, I'm going to just come back to SEO and blogging at the end. Or if you are making great progress, then this is the next step in the process, is to go and optimize. You're going to research your keywords. I show you how to do that. And then optimize your pages for those keywords. And then you're going to write some of your first blog posts. And I give you guidance about how to do that, how to pick topics, and how to physically put your blogs up on the website, which is another copy and paste scenario, which is really great. Very easy to get those up there. And then week 7 is like a free week to just catch up. You're going to just do any unfinished tasks that you had from the prior weeks. You're going to get those wrapped up. And then in week 8, you are going to launch your site. And so you're going to be checking the formatting a little bit, checking links, making sure everything is looking good, that you have filled in all the copy you needed to fill in, just catching up on if you haven't finished the SEO stuff, or maybe you want to make some final tweaks on your lead magnet. You can do all of those things, and then your site is going to be ready to launch. And then we have other videos about like a sample launch plan. So what are some of the things that you could be doing to make a big buzz about your new site once it's launched, and how are you going to promote it? And launching it is it's 2 clicks. It's very easy to just make your site live. So it's not a big deal. While you're working on the site, it's actually going to be behind a coming soon page that still has your logo on it and your contact info. So it'll still be a great experience for anyone who does come to your site while you're working on it. But then once you're ready for it to go live, there's just a few buttons to change in the background, and then the coming soon page goes away and your site goes live. And some of the other things that I forgot to mention. So back when we're doing like the strategy and the sales system, that's when you are picking which sales tools you're going to be using. Basically, how are you capturing leads into your sales funnel, your sales process? So is it people booking a call with you? Is it someone submitting an application? We will set up your contact form, but I would recommend having one other lead capture that is more than a contact form, and having that connected to your site. So we show you how to connect it. So that's something that's going to be built into the site throughout, as well as having your sales process in there. So by the end, if you haven't figured any of this stuff out before, all of the stuff that we just talked about, can you imagine having all of that figured out in 8 weeks? Because you hear people probably talking about, oh, you need to have a freebie or a lead magnet, or what's your EHR? What's your scheduler going to be? Or what are your services going to be? Or what's your logo? What's your branding? And oh, are you going to be blogging? all of that's covered. All of that's explained to you in order of importance to get your site launched. So I do go about it in a very methodical, specific way so that we are building on the work that you do over time. And it is going to be this thing that you can then keep leveraging as your site is live. So even if you don't want to be doing like social media and you want to be more doing like email marketing and you want to be building your email list and maybe you want to be just really working on referrals and building your referral network, you're going to need your website for that. And you're going to know that your website is actually set up to convert those people that do come through the referrals to leads on your calendar, calls on your calendar, customers booked. Same with blogs. If I think blogs are just an excellent resource to also have as you are maybe engaging in online communities. That could be a really great way to connect with your customers and meet them where they are. And as they are asking questions in these communities, you can be sharing your lead magnet or you can be sharing one of your blog posts that's relevant to whatever question they have. And your blog post will be optimized to have your lead magnet on the side so people can see it and download it once they come to that blog post. It's also, I recommend having a call to action in each of your blog posts. So there's a lot of strategy baked in, and there's a lot of basically tools and assets that you're going to get out of this program that you can then use as you want to start promoting your business more and getting your visibility up. And how do you do that? And how is your website a part of that whole process? And how are the other things that we also worked on and figured out within the program part of that process for you as well? So that's it in a nutshell. That's the gist. And so just to recap, basically what the program is, we call it a done with you program because you are not doing all of the work yourself. And we're not doing all of it for you because that would cost a lot more money. And then you wouldn't know how to edit your site in the end. You wouldn't have learned the basics of copywriting. And yeah, it's just, I think the quality of the work is going to be a lot more true to you, and you're still going to get our support. So what does a done with you really mean for us? It means that we're installing your site with one of the layouts that we've already built, and we will customize it to your branding. And then you're going to have lessons showing you how to do a lot of the things that you need to do, like writing your content, getting your lead magnet set up, all of that. And then you're going to actually take all of that stuff that you've put together and then put it into the website that we have installed for you. And we're going to be giving you live support to help you through that process. And I did mention this is an 8-week program. It's designed to be 8 weeks long, but I actually have extended the live support aspect of the program to be a full 3-month window. Now you have lifetime access to all of the lessons. The website is yours. So all of that, all of the templates, all of the lessons, all of that, you have lifetime access. That never ends. But the live community forum and the live calls every week, those go on for 3 months. So if you do need to take a break within the program for a vacation or a family thing has come up or a work thing has come up, I get it. I don't want you to feel stressed. I do want your website to be launched as quickly as possible, but I also know that things come up. So that's why I give you a little bit of extra cushion, another 4-week cushion to use however you want. So at the end of that 3 months, you can also extend that. We do give you options to extend the community access support if you want, and access to the calls if you still need a little bit more time for a fraction of the cost. So it's a very reasonable cost to extend that for a little bit longer to get our support. But otherwise, yeah, you launch, and you can launch anytime within that window. So if you are like really cooking and getting stuff done, I've seen people launch in 6 weeks. I've had people launch in 8 weeks, and then sometimes people need more time as well. So that's it in a nutshell. Thank you so much for listening. Just a reminder that we will be opening doors to our next cohort of the Wellness Pro website system. If you would like to be notified when that happens, get on the wait list, go to wellnessprowebsite.com and just add your email, and then you will be the first to know when the doors are opening. I have some really good things in store for our next launch. So I think you'll be excited, and I hope that we get to work together And if you have any questions at all, when you go to wellnessprowebsite.com, there's some FAQs at the bottom of the page that can be really helpful. Or there is a little ask us a question bubble at the bottom of the page too. So if you do have a question specific to you and your situation, maybe you have a prior site and you want to know how this works with that, or you have other questions, my door is always open. You can pop a question through there. You can also send me a DM on Instagram. That works too. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for listening, and I will see you in the next episode.